A lot of people enter higher education and they have an idea of what they want to do and what they want to be. And as their journey progresses, that changes, and that changes through experience. And so, yeah, I want to ask a little bit about this college degree, and I want to ask if it was worth it. Is the college degree still worth it today? Do you recommend young folks?
Go to college?
Yeah.
That's controversial. The numbers still speak for themselves in terms of the economic payback for an undergraduate education so far in the market today. The signaling effect that you have been selected, that you've done this training. So much about education is how much you're signaling like what you can do and that you can like follow rules and, make choices and think and be independent. But I do think that there are really, really important alternative tracks, which I fully support. I fully support gap years where you explore things and try experiments in career pathways that you're curious about before you pay down all of that money, which is serious these days. I do think that traditional education needs to be modernized in some really important ways to make it more worthwhile and make you more work ready. So kind of traditional liberal arts, lectures and papers and things. For the practical world of like STEAM jobs, in entrepreneurship and business and finance, there's different ways to get there.
Do you think that, how do I frame this? The fact that the fact that the schools haven't modernized, is that on purpose to hold back people in being successful in life?
Ooh, that's a conspiracy theory. I don't know.
I've been thinking about it a lot because like a core GE doesn't teach you how to stay away from debt, how to manage your finances, how to budget, et cetera. So, like, for the conspiracy theory aspect, like, do you think that's on purpose to hold you back?
I mean, I think if you're feeling cynical, it might be in some cases, or rather the lack of education in some communities, or the access to equitable education in some communities may be structural reflection of inequity, which I think is a reflection of something that's intentional, power, and comes with education and entrepreneurship too. What I do think systemically is the bigger problem is that it's really hard to change. Really,
How so?
really hard. I think it's about 85% of children are in public school systems. The funding model is so complex. It's hard to change a huge ecosystem that big. One of the largest employers in the United States is the education system and the government. And then there's private sector, which is like Walmart. But if you're talking about public sector, that's a lot of human bodies that are tied to systems and policies that have been going on since the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
So to change that is not easy. And I've tried through ed tech.
Yeah, because like, where am I going with this? Like, since there are so many people and the system has been going this how it is right now since the 1800s when the Industrial Revolution started, you can't just flip a switch
No.
and it's changed, because then that would have to introduce like new ideals and new training. So it'd be like probably trillions of dollars the way the government spends their money, trillions of dollars trying to implement the new system.
Yeah.
So
What I've been drawn to are organizations that are kind of at the fringes that are trying new things in new ways in pockets. Because part of it, I think, is that you have to be able to see something that actually is different and then see that it works, to have the fear of something going wrong with our children being implemented en masse. Right. So
yeah.
I've the kinds of schools that I've invested in are like alternative models and hybrid online, offline, and all kinds of things. They happen in different pockets. And that is important to have as a model. Like, for example, with Tesla, the first Model T, the first car that he built was like that super race car, right? It was like $1.5 million each or something like that, crazy. And he had to build that to make it look cool because electric cars were not cool at the time.
Yeah.
And then he built the like boring sedan, right? If he started with that, that wouldn't have caught the attention and gotten people excited about what's possible. He had to break that mindset, and I think that's what some education entrepreneurs are trying to do.
Okay, so like private schools, they go off like on their own set of rules, right?
Charter
So-
schools too.
Oh yeah, charter schools. So like if those charter schools and private schools say instead of teaching like math or something, for example, they would teach like finance, which kind of has a math aspect to it, but if they tailored it more to like budgeting and staying out of debt and like why debt could be good or bad for you depending on what you do, they can do that. They can implement that. Oh, okay.
There's charter schools that you write your own path, you write your own charter, and you still have to submit it to the Board of Education and get approval. But yeah, and then you get the public funding too. The money follows the child. So wherever the child goes, that's why it's a bit controversial with charter schools, is that parents are like, you're taking money away from public schools.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and anyway, there's a whole political aspect to it.
Yeah.
But what I would say is it's important to have the free market be able to encourage entrepreneurs, even in places like education and healthcare that are highly regulated, so that we can experiment with in kind of petri dishes and see what works and what doesn't, and then roll it out.